Their lives already are amazing and magical. Be bad moms.
Oh, I'm in.
To bad moms!
Hello, Schmoville, and welcome to our review of Bad Moms. My name is Mark Ellis. Christian Harloff, who usually joins me, was actually being a good parent, so he couldn't go see this movie with me. Before we get into my review of Bad Moms, which you may be a little surprised by, let's go into some of film history's best terrible moms. How about Mama Lives from Throw Mama from the Train, Oh, and You Stupid Poop, Joan Crawford, Mommy Dearest, terrifying stuff, and who could forget the neglectful parent Esther Cobblepot. She's the reason why 30 years later Penguin bit that dude's nose off in Batman Returns. And then we get to my favorite bad mom of all time. Yes, you, Catherine O'Hara, Mrs. McAllister from Home Alone. Not once, but twice did you forget your kid on vacation. You're a horrible mom. Fun movies, but you're a terrible human being, and I hope Child Services comes for Kevin and the rest of the gang very soon. You can leave Buzz there. So now let's get into Bad Moms, which is nothing that I was too excited to see from the trailer. It looked like kind of a paint-by-numbers movie, and what it ends up being is that storyline, but very, very funny. I was impressed with how much I was laughing from the entire cast in this movie that pulls no punches and definitely utilizes its R rating to its fullest potential. It's directed by John Lucas and Scott Moore. If they don't sound familiar, you probably know some of the movies that they've written. I know Moore was actually uncredited on Wedding Crashers, and both those guys combined to write some of the Hangover movies, yes, including the first one, also known as The Good One. You can clearly see that humor come to fruition here in a story that focuses on Mila Kunis. She's frazzled, she's running around, her marriage might be falling apart, she's got 2 kids, a cute dog, and it all comes to a head when she just cannot take it anymore, particularly the pressure put on her by the PTA at her school that's run by Christina Applegate. Applegate is a great foil here. She can hit pretty much any comedic note you want all the way back to her days as Kelly Bundy in Married with Children, Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead, and here she gets to be what we call in Schmoville a botch because she's just too high-strung and needs everything perfect. When Mila Kunis can no longer handle it, she resorts to just being a bad mom. She doesn't give up on her kids. That's the misconception. She just kind of feels like, I'm not going to try as hard anymore, and I'm just going to let the kids enjoy their lives and raise themselves a little bit. What do you do in the meantime? You kick back, you eat a nice breakfast by yourself, and you hang out with the very high-strung Kristen Bell and the very, very loose and loves to drink party girl, Kathryn Hahn. And that leads me to why I enjoyed this movie so much. It's because of the chemistry of these 3 in particular, but Kathryn Hahn steals the show. She is nothing short of hilarious in this movie. Like, I sat down in the theater and I'm thinking, okay, hopefully I get some chuckles out of this. Hopefully it's not horrible. Kathryn Hahn kept knocking every line she has out of the park. Her interacting with Kristen Bell and being the yin to her yang is great. And Mila Kunis does a really nice job of centering the action. That was crucial in this movie, is to have enough characters that I believe were real life. Like Kathryn Hahn can be a bit of a cartoon. Christina Applegate, nobody's quite like that in real life. Some of the dudes that walk in and out are just unnecessary, or they feel very removed from Earth. But when you have somebody who's able to ground the action like Mila Kunis' character is, it really helps me believe this story enough to where I can get to the next laugh. And don't get me wrong, this is not a classic all-time comedy by any stretch of the imagination. It feels like it wanted to get to the old school Bridesmaids level. Doesn't reach there, but I think if you're a mom in particular, or any parent, you're going to watch this movie and you're going to see a reflection of yourself in there. Now, I do not have kids. This movie is clearly not marketed towards me, or so I thought. But if you love laughing, you love a comedy that's going to be crass, it's going to be crude, they're going to say outlandish things that you can't believe are coming out of these nice ladies' mouths, you're going to be pleasantly surprised by Bad Moms. So having factored all that in, how much I did laugh, but also understanding that it relies a lot on some silly montages. There's nothing really surprising or special about this story. It almost feels like a Jason Bourne situation where we just have the excuse of a story in order to get this character that we want to see back. In this case, if it gets you to the next chuckle, I'm all on board. So I can go fresh with Bad Moms, and I'm actually going to give it the Jason Bourne score, 3.4 out of 5 schmoes. My God, Kathryn Hahn is so funny in this movie. She's hysterical. Okay, gang, well, that's enough of me yapping. Now it's your guys' turn. Let it rip, Schmoville. Let us know, how did you feel about Bad Moms? Did you think the trailer was okay? Are you excited to see this movie, or is it something you're waiting for on cable? I'm telling you, with horror movies or with comedies, there's nothing like seeing a comedy opening weekend in a packed theater and laughing along with everybody else. I think this movie has a shot to do that and surprise some people. Oh, and also click that like button. You could be yelling at me right now, but come on. I turned on the camera, I set up all these lights by myself, I fixed the toys. Click the like button. I earned it. Thanks. For upcoming stand-up comedy dates from this little sucker, you can go to markellislive.com. I will be in Sacramento in August and in San Francisco, but he's spending a lot of time in Northern California, a place I've never actually been to do a weekend with stand-up. So come on out and say hi. Make sure you guys check all of us out and go to our link in the description of this vid for cool t-shirts that say Schmoville and Schmoes Know and the like. You're gonna dig it. Okay, kids, well, click either one of our heads. That's Christian. I'm Mark. Subscribe to this channel. Never miss another movie review, another list. Some cool stuff ever again.
Well, speaking of cool stuff, right over there, that's something
right
cool.
Here.
What is that? You got to click and find out. Right over here, right there, Mark, what's that?
That's a movie review.
And right there is our live show that we do every Thursday. All you got to do is click on one of those wonderful videos, go down the rabbit hole, check out Schmoes Know.
Or you can click our heads, like I said.